So, saw Jason doing some solo stuff and figured I might as well try the same. This is the Link to the Past randomizer. We've got some settings on. We've got keysanity on, so all the dungeon keys, big keys, maps, and compasses are going to be scattered around in the world. It is open, so the sword could be anywhere. I might not get it for a long time. We've got inverted colors, so all the world colors are going to be different, and my character's going to be different too. So I'm going to pull out attacking toucans here and kind of randomize the name, see what name I get. And random name is Joey. Okay. So we've got Joey. Joey is just an elf. Now let me tell you something about Elf, the movie, 2003, starring Will Ferrell. That is an awful movie. So we got a key right off the bat. The Tower of Hera. Okay. Doesn't help us right away. Man, this color's weird. So starting off, we're gonna just want to go and hit the item spots real quick. I wanted to do an inverted world, but oh god, I'd have to tank my way through him. Okay. I wanted to do an inverted playthrough, but I realized I didn't know where any of the items were in the Dark World that I could get at first. So it's better to do this, because I'll at least be able to make some progress. Whether or not I get stuck later is an entirely different question. So we got a compass from Gulf of Misery Mire, thanks. What to do? Oh wow. Okay, so the Dark World is open to us if we are able to find a way in. We'll be able to do stuff in there. This isn't going to make a lot of sense if you haven't played Link to the Past and aren't familiar with it. So if you're not, I know Jason isn't, so Jason, don't watch this, because this isn't for you. Oh Christ. Well, at least my green hearts make sense now. For an elf. Oh god. Where is... Okay, the sanctuary is this way. There's one item in there we can get. And also a health refill. So that's something. Help me. Help me. Oh, bombs, okay. That's good. We do need bombs for what's coming up here. 1, 2, 3... At least 3 bombs. So if you're unfamiliar with what's currently happening in the world, well, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world, but what's happening in our backyard here is there's a kind of a once-in-a-generation blizzard we just had, and the whole city's been in a state of emergency for days now. So, businesses are closed, key to Turtle Rock. Map to Turtle Rock. This is the Turtle Rock loop. Oh, hookshot. And the long boomerang, okay. I really should be writing these things down, but I don't have anything right now, so I'll have to write it down, like, watching the video later. Oh, and the shovel. So everything's closed down. The roads, everything's pretty much plowed now. Well, they're probably still working on a lot of stuff, but a lot of places are plowed now. But they weren't for a while. And really, there's nowhere else to put the snow. So they have to dump it in the harbor. They actually had to get permission to dump the snow in the harbor because there's nowhere else to put it. Oh, the blue tunic. How nice. Ow. Okay, we got a sword. So we're doing alright, actually. Not too shabby at the moment. I'm gonna use my last bomb to blow up in the bomb refill spot before I go and blow up in the grandma's wall. I don't know the actual names of these spots, but bombs are going to be very important in this playthrough. Where am I going from here? Up here. If I can get 100 coins, I can get something from the bottles merchant, but nothing is set in stone right now. Apologies if I'm a little awkward. Haven't really done any solo stuff in a long time, so kind of gotta get back in the groove of it. But once this first episode gets going, then we should start getting more into the swing of things. I'm getting a lot of compasses, ain't I? So I don't have enough for the merchant right now, but we can start trying to find some other things. I do have the shovel, so there is a thing I can get by the I don't know, the stumpy kid. Eee. There's a lot of cool things in Link to the Past itself, but that we're not really going to get to experience in the randomizer. If we ever get back to our Link to the Past actual playthrough that Jason's doing, then maybe we can start seeing some of this stuff. But Key of Swamp Palace. Also, the way this is going to work is I don't know how often I'm going to be able to, or how often I will be able to film videos for this. I'm not going to cut them up into smaller chunks. However long this video file is, that's going to be the playthrough. So just the raw video file, unless, of course, my dog starts barking or something happens and I need to cut that part out. But other than that, it's going to be pretty much, well, there's our 50 coins. It's going to be pretty much just raw video. Don't expect a whole lot of edits. I know when we're doing our solo stuff, well, not as of late, but back in the Link to the Past stuff, you know, I used to like throw in a little bit of a little few video gags or visual gags in, like the Vince offer with the hold anything bottle, or previously on Greta Games. So we'll see what this guy's selling. It's probably gonna be a rip-off. Yeah, it was a rip-off. Okay. Right. Little tip, if you ever want to get around somewhere quickly, you can save it quick and load back into the game at a certain location. Bit useful. I might have to pop into Hyrule Castle. There might be something in there, but I won't be able to really complete anything without all the proper keys. I don't know about these palettes. Everything's pretty dark here. It's all a lot of purple and like, you know, weird faded blue. It's nothing really too vibrant in the world. Maybe that'll change in the Dark World. Maybe the Dark World will be the Bright World. Who knows? And our first health upgrade. I say that as if it's... I don't know. You may have noticed earlier I skipped looking at the bookshelf, whatever was in the library, and I always do that. I like to kind of wait until I can get it and then see it then, because then it's kind of like a surprise, like, oh yeah, I can get this now. That's one of the cool things with the randomizers, I think, is how cool it is to just be surprised by something, not know what you're gonna get. Let's see, what do you gotta say? I once had a fish dinner, I still remember to this day. That guy has a few different lines you can say, I think. So I always like to see what he has. So there's another item over to the left of the screen here. Up on a cliff, but we can't get it, so I won't look at it. It might have been easier to warp back to Link's house or Joey's house, but I'll just walk it, it's no big deal. Kinda hope I get some bombs from this next cave coming up, because there's, I think, five items in here? And there's one more item we can get that's a bit of a walk, so... Oh yeah. There's a few ways we can do this, but this is the easiest. Don't have a net, don't have a bottle, so you're... Can't get that fairy. Piece of heart. Oh, we got a shield. The ice rod? Okay. Compass to Eastern Palace, but map to Skullwoods. Right. I'm gonna need to stock up on bombs before going to the ice rod cave. What a dark and depressing world. Yeah, this commentary is pretty dry, but what can you do? I suppose that's why a lot of people will do co-commentary. Like Proton John, whenever he streams, he always has co-coms and stuff. Nintendo Capri Sun too, sometimes. I'll do it. And it just it helps keep a conversation going while you're streaming it. You don't really have to come up with all all this stuff yourself and try to be enthusiastic alone, you know. I guess it's also easier when you have a Twitch chat too to play off of and kind of read comments on and stuff. But doing the traditional record and upload later type videos, it's hard to you know, stay. It's hard to keep a dialogue going, or at least anything relatively interesting. Back in the olden days of YouTube, they always used to say, you know what, doesn't matter what you're saying, just keep talking, you know? Keep just saying words, keep saying words. You can't have a dry period, but who knows if people would prefer, you know, you to just shut up for a minute and if you don't have anything to say, just be quiet. That might be something people would prefer more these days. Probably not, though. I mean, I don't know what people prefer these days. YouTube as a whole has changed incredibly since crap. Oh god. Since I was a kid watching stuff. And it kind of sucks because, like, the old school type of Let's Plays, you know, where, you know, you sit down and play a game and talk, and it's like 15-20 minutes. That's the kind of stuff I like doing, and, you know, just a full playthrough with not a whole lot of edits, just, you know, start to finish, nothing cut out. I'm gonna die. Oh god. Jesus. Well, that's the kind of video I prefer. The kind of thing I prefer doing. That's what I grew up watching, and that's what I wanted to do ever since I was that age. Oh wow, that's good. It's not bad, I'll tell you that much. But that's not a thing that's really sustainable on YouTube anymore. I find things are kind of moving a lot faster these days with how culture's changing. Because radio was around for a long time, and I mean, even now, radio's still around, but not as popular of a medium as it used to be. What with streaming services and everything, Spotify kind of dominating the music on the go market. But for the longest time, radio was the thing. Even when there was movies, even when there was TV, radio is still a thing a lot of people listen to. So if you grew up listening to radio, you could then get into radio if you were passionate about it. But with the internet, everything's moving so fast, and what worked a year ago might not work now. What worked 6 months ago might not work now. So the stuff that you want to do, you can't do anymore. You always got to be changing. I don't care. I don't want to change. I just want to do what I want to do, whether or not that attracts any viewership. Really doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me. I mean, you know, it's nice to have viewers. That one time we did me and Jason did the Super Mario Maker 2 streams, you know, playing levels. You know, we had a consistent viewership throughout the entire stream. People were coming in and chatting, and there's a lot of people that came in just to post their level and then leave, right? But there was a few people that stuck around for the whole thing, just talking to us, and I think that was the most fun I've ever had on YouTube. Because, you know, you have that, well, not the most fun, but the most satisfying, I'd say. Because, you know, you weren't, you know, pissing into the wind. You actually had, you know, a viewership you could talk to about the game and what you were doing, and that had genuine interest in the things, I don't know, you had to say or what you were doing. So I understand wanting that, but, you know, at a certain point, like, what's the cost of having that? If you're not having any fun, then what's the point? And the whole, the new age of, gaming, if so, I don't even know if it's possible to get to do it anymore. Like, I think most people who have any sort of audience, oh god, in this day and age on YouTube that do gaming or streams or whatever, I feel like they got their start years ago when it was still possible to you know, lift yourself off the ground and get somewhere. But if you're starting now, I don't know how possible that would be. I mean, for starters, you'd have to be a lot more consistent than Jason and I have been. Which I don't need to go this way. Watch this, because you know, with our schedules, there's not a whole lot of chances we get where things line up and we can get together to record or stream or whatever we do. So consistency is not something we're able to do, and maybe we can change that with both of us doing solo stuff whenever we can't really get together, because that's more on our own schedule. We don't have to line that up. But I find our content would also be best when we're together and talking, and not when we're, you know, just alone, kind of trying to keep a dialogue going ourselves. It is a skill you can, you know, build upon, and I definitely need to do that. I think Jason has gotten a lot better at that as of late than it was a few years ago. But I mean, that's what happens. Practice makes perfect. So he's doing all right in that regard. But it's something that I'm out of practice on, so I need to kind of get that going and try to make things interesting as I go through this. I don't have the big key for this place, do I? No. I also don't have a lamp, but there is a trick to get through this without the lamp. So let's see here. There we go. Didn't talk there because kind of had to focus. Anyways, yeah, it is unfortunate the way things at work now. With how oversaturated the whole market is, like, you can't really get anything off the ground these days. I've had a couple chances of success that I've squandered for one reason or another. Like making Roblox videos, I had a few Murder Mystery 2 videos that I made. Started back in 2015, and then I had made one in 2016, and the oh geez, that's really good. But that's all we can do here. I made, you know, one in 2015, and that got a couple hundred views, and I made one in 2016, and that got over 1,000 views, I think. But then, you know, other people started hopping on the whole Roblox thing, and now that's gone, and with the whole, what is it, Kappa? I don't think that's going to be sustainable much longer anyways. By the way, this game is rated E for everyone, but my commentary is not. This video is not intended for kids. This is for a mature audience only. Fuck. There you go. Always gotta get it out there somewhere. But that and Minecraft. I was actually making Minecraft videos back in 2010, and at the time I think only a few 100,000 people had even purchased Minecraft. And you know, those videos, if I had, you know, been as I am now, who knows where that could have gone. I might have been able to do something, but at the time I was only 13 years old, and well, it didn't really work out so well, because my voice was very high pitched. I was kind of not the best to listen to, not in terms of like voice, well, in terms of voice, but in terms of commentary, I was really annoying. But so that kind of went away. I did get views on that, but it was just people, they'd come and they'd like be like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And like, "Wow, you're annoying, you suck," and they'd leave and never watch my stuff again. Get the hell away from me, you thief. So that was down the drain as well. Oh wow. Well, that's really good. So we got the half magic, we got the red tunic, we got the Pegasus shoes, which I should utilize actually. Just realized I wasn't using them at all. But yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation that we kind of, I guess, missed our chance to really make anything of ourselves on here with what we're doing. I mean, you know, there's got to be something out there where we can do that would, you know, somehow attract viewership, but I don't know what it is. And with the way things are now, I don't know if I'd really enjoy or be okay doing some of these things. Like the popular streamers, that's a full-time job for them. That they gotta be streaming the same game 12 hours a day. I don't know how. I would not be able to do that. I'd get burnt out, and I'd, like, you know, at first glance, it seems like the dream job, right? You just get to play video games all day and get paid for it. But it's like, some days, you know, there's nothing I want to play. I love video games, and I always will, and you know, I think that's like one of my favorite things in life is gaming. But there are just some days where I don't want to do it. I just want to do something else, and I'm not in the mood to play anything, and that's that. But you know, there's not much we can okay, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm losing my train of thought now. Well, see, this is now the commentary is getting going, so you know, I'm talking about something. I have something to discuss. Kind of keep that going. But yeah, it's just I just legitimately do believe that the only people who are able to continue to, you know, able to sustain themselves doing videos like this, you know, the traditional Let's Play style, and no one even calls them Let's Plays anymore, but I still call them Let's Plays because that's what they were called when I was growing up watching them. The only people who can really sustain themselves doing this now are the people who've already built up an audience from when it was, when they were able to get it off the ground. Why did I even come this way? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not thinking. I don't have 500 rupees. So what I can do, I can go to the sanctuary, not the library. Get something from there. Other than that, I've had a loss. Hmm. Well, there was... Yeah, there was Hyrule Castle. I have the cape, so I could get into the Hyrule Castle tower, but I don't have the lamp, so I wouldn't be able to get through that. So probably would be better to just save and go back to my house again. Anyways, going back to the snow, I know I talked about that briefly, but it's been bad on Friday. Today, by the way, is Monday, January 20th, 2020. On Friday, that would be the 17th, I think. There was... Well, they're saying 75 centimeters, but that was in the city, and we're kind of higher up and out of that, and I think where we're at, it was actually probably closer to like 90 centimeters of snow we got. On top of all the snow we've already had, which hasn't gone anywhere. And with the heavy winds, I think it was like consistently around 140 kilometers an hour winds. And I think the highest they detected was like 236 kilometers an hour winds or something. So it's been crazy here. The drifts have been high. Everyone's been kind of snowed in, and it took a long time to get out, and the plows got nowhere to put it. And that's all I can do here. Oh God. And then last night we got 20 more centimeters. So it's been bad. It's been very, very bad. We seem to be out of the thick of it now, so it's just a matter of the city getting cleared up before we can really do anything. Oh, what could I do? I don't have the lamp, so I can't get up to... I don't have the big key for Eastern Palace, so that's not a possibility. I got that. Don't have the book, can't go there. Got everything in there, can't... Ugh. Oh boy. Well. Well. What is it I need to go to the Dark World over in Kakariko? Is it the gloves I have, or is it the Titan's mitts? That's the question of the day now. Because if I'm able to get into the Dark World, well, that solves all those problems. And that's the next logical step that I would need to take to beat the game. So, a moment of truth here. Will this be possible? Most certainly will not be, because I would need the hammer. Yeah, take less stuff. Yeah, this ain't good. Can I play money making game? Oh, you know what I think it is? I think... Oh no. Money making game. I think the item I need to progress is what King Zora is selling. And that costs 500 rupees. So, if I can not die in the next 2 seconds... Where am I? Oh. I'm gonna need hearts first off. So, is that something I can get somewhere? Let's see if Harry-O... Oh. Never mind, I gotta leave and come back. As I was saying, let's see if Harry-O has any hearts. Because I really don't want to listen to this. Oh, Harry-O has bombs. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna need to do a little bit of grinding here. I wish I'd saved that nice and long discussion for this section, but such is life. I'm gonna need to do that and get 30 rupees. I'm gonna need to come out, go upstairs, all the way up, leave the building, come back in, go all the way down, into the room, get the coins, and repeat that again and again and again until I get 500 coins. You know, Granite Games as a channel, we just came up with the name. Well, I came up with the name. I was like, oh, games, Granite, GG. And it turns out that Granite Games is already an established fitness channel or programmer or something. So anytime you try to look up Granite Games, we don't come up. Nothing. The only video we ever had that was, well, we've had a couple, but the only 2 videos we've ever had that were visible when you looked it up, some specific words. The first one was our episode 1 of Yoshi's Woolly World, and that's the only episode of Yoshi's Woolly World. There was a second episode, but it never got uploaded. I still have it somewhere, so maybe I'll throw it up. I don't know, barf, puke it up. Or is it up? I can't remember now. Anyways, that one, if you search up like Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World Blind 2-player, we were on the front page. But I mean, that's such a specific thing to look up that no one would ever really look it up. And the other video we had that you could actually find, and this one actually got like 1,000 views because of it, was Super Mario Maker 2-player Part 1. And that wasn't so it was the first Super Mario Maker game, and the game is not 2-player, so 2 people can't play at the same time, but we just called it 2-player because that's what we do. We do 2 players playing the game. We switch it out if it's a single-player game. So we called it that, and it was just the most clickbait we've ever done in our lives. It was unintentional, though. I mean, I guess, how do you, like, it doesn't sound like it was unintentional. It sounds like we figured out how to play Mario Maker 2-player. But no. So everyone came to the video and hated it because it was just quote-unquote clickbait. But now that video's gone, it disappeared off the front page because Mario Maker 2 came out, and that one is 4-player. So every single video is talking about how this game is 2-player. So we're buried on that regard now too. We found another gaming channel called Granite Games. It's this this little kid. I think he's got more views than us, more subscribers than us at least. So that's something. But you know, it's surprising how long we've been going at this now. We're coming up on 5 years later on this year. We started it in, I think, October 2015, and we didn't have a capture card. We didn't know what we were doing. We just had a phone, and then we stacked it up on top of a big pile of books at the TV as best we could, and played that way in some like small little basement apartment. And we did that for the longest time. And the phone my phone didn't have that much space on it, so the video would continuously, like, after 18 minutes or so, the video would cut off, and we'd have to stop and get that get that video transferred to Jason's computer, delete it off the phone, and then start another video, and we'd have already been ahead somewhere because we didn't notice when the video cut off. That was a fun time though. That was a fun time in our lives. We were just goofing around on top of the world. Still kind of are, I guess, but you know, there's a lot more responsibilities, I think, we both have now that we got to deal with. So, and also a little bit more maturity. No, not really. There's no more maturity than we had back then. Yeah, we actually got a capture card, I think, in that year, in 2016. I believe we got a capture card, but we couldn't figure out how to use it until 2017. So it wasn't until, like, I think a month or two before the Switch came out that we started actually doing videos like that. And that was at another apartment. I think that was the most professional we've been. Like, that was the most consistent we've been, was over there, and we had, you know, kind of professional edited videos. As professional as you can be with what we're doing. Just trying to get a green ruby here now. Anywhere I can. Oops. Jesus. Where Where's the money? Okay. What's going on here? Oops. There we go. You know, John was here for a bit, but he's... I don't know where he is now. So it's just us. It's just us two for the moment. But for a little while we had a third player. But you know, we can hardly commit as it is, so it would be impossible for all three of us to be able to get together like that. Especially where he, he's like, I don't even know if he lives here, if he lives somewhere else now, who knows. And then things kind of got slowed down for a little while because of where Jason lived. It was in this like big, there's like a bunch of people renting out this house all together, so we could never really get an opportunity to record without all this background noise, and the room we were in was like small and really cramped and stuffy, and like it was just the worst in there. Like with all the machines running, that place was like 30 degrees. So that was always a challenge. And then he moved again. And then he moved again. And it seems like after 2017, wherever he was at, there's just always something that kind of prevented us from being free for when we could record. There's always just like someone or something or whatever that kind of would get in the way of that. Not that that's really a problem, because it's like we can't just go and say like, shut up, we're trying to make Nintendo videos. Don't talk for the next 2 hours. So, you know, it's just kind of a live and let live, and we don't really get those opportunities as much anymore. So that's what it is. Okay. Alright. I knew it had to be King Zora's item that helped us. But yeah, it's, there we go. But yeah, we've been going at this for a while. And we've come a long way since then, but you know, I also kind of miss those old days where we were just kind of more free to do whatever we wanted, and, you know, simpler times, I guess, but, you know, I'm sure these days I'm gonna miss now in 5 years, too. Oh, remember 2020 when we could do this and that. So this can take us up here. I don't have the mirror, but I have the hook shot, so I can get somewhere. Get some amount of items. If I don't die. Death is imminent. And so I'm glad this channel exists, and I'm glad we've gotten to do what we've done. Because, you know, even if we're not getting any viewers, like, to be able to sit down and record, you know, a Nintendo console and make videos. Like, that was always a dream of mine when I was a kid, and that's what I'm doing now. So it's really cool, I think. Even if no one watches. So how many attempts is this gonna take before I'm able to not die doing it? It followed me. Look at that. It was just going sideways. Green potion. That's magic. That's not gonna help me. I guess I could just always do this. Okay, this is always kind of a maze that I need to try to navigate my way through. I think this is the way up, and then you gotta start dropping down in different places. Oh yeah, you can drop down here and get a bunch of items. Map arrows, okay. It's gonna be this way, huh? After recording the most recent Yoshi video. Oh wow. After doing that, I was kind of so the climate we live in is very much PC, and I understand why, because I mean, you know, there's stuff that's like just super offensive, and you know, I don't know. I don't know where I stand in the whole offensive and edgy and PC and whatever culture, because if I'm, you know, if I'm somewhere else, like if I'm in a Discord server that isn't mine, and or you know, in a stream or on YouTube or something, I will try my best to be like the least problematic and least unfriendly person, and I'll follow all the rules and stuff. But like when I'm here on the channel, you know, it's just me and Jason, and like, you know, it's our channel. There's certain things we'll joke about or say or whatever, and it's like, even at the time, I'm like, oh my god, you know, I should not be saying this stuff, and you know, and I'm worried because like stuff like that, saying stuff like that even 10 years ago, is enough to like ruin someone's life today. But so I was kind of worried about that, like saying, like, how far is too far, and you know, should I really be saying this stuff, even though I don't, you know, mean it, and I think, like, you know, man, making some like offhanded joke about like the plane that got shot down over Iran. Like that's like me personally, like I believe that's an awful event and it's tragic and horrible, and I can't even imagine what the families of everyone's going through. But like, you know, when we're playing Yoshi and there's a plane in the sky and we throw an egg at it and shoot it down, and I say like, oh, we're in Iran now, boys. It's like it's so stupid, but you know, like, it's not gonna come back to haunt me now in however many years. God, I really don't know where I'm going now. I wasn't paying attention to where I went before, and I don't know where I'm going now. And there's another thing I said in so let's just back where I am. There's another thing I said in one of the Overcooked streams. I said something about like Jason was in a wheelchair and he was messing up, or the character he was playing as was in a wheelchair and he kept messing up what we were doing, and I said, you know, you wheelchair piece of crap. And it's like, you know, it's so stupid. Like, why would I say? I don't know. Stuff like that. Like, even as I said it, and like the day after, like I kind of regretted saying that. Cause it's like, well, that's not funny, you know. But that's it. You said it, and it's up there now forever. Whatever consequences that brings. There's only a compass over there. That's not a big thing. Have I gotten anything? I need to figure out if I got that. Yeah, I've been in here. I got that item. Well, I don't know what to do now. Oh wait, no, I know what to do. Yeah, I know what to do. Now continue. Well, first of all, pretty sure there's a couple things I can get in here. I'm not going to attempt the dungeon yet. So the Dark World does look disaster. Look at disaster here. This is not better at all. Okay, that's good. So now doesn't matter, either one. Now, the lamp opens up a few things, but I just want to see real quick if what I'm thinking about is actually open. Yep, look at that. Alright, well, we're at the hour mark here now, so I'm just gonna cut this off because my throat is getting dry from all this talking. So, first episode. Don't know when there'll be another, but I'll work away at this over time, I guess. So if you've suffered through all this, thank you for watching and listening to my ramblings and what I have to say. I know it might not be the most interesting thing in the world, or maybe it is to you, because I don't know. Either way, see you next time. Oops, that's the wrong button. Oops.